Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market trades for April the 7th, 2010. Our first position for tonight is going to be in palladium. This is actually one of my favorite metals. I like this far better than gold. Palladium, a very useful metal in the automotive industry, a number of different industries, has real value because of use. Gold, in my opinion, really has no value based on usage, but that's only my opinion. So again, the palladium contracts, we can see here from Vantage Point that we've got the crossover to the upside that's taken place on or about the beginning of February. We've moved steadily higher from this 425 area all the way up to this close at the 508.50. Now, we might say with this that it's overbought, it can't go any higher. Well, absolutely not. If anything, it's gold, it can't go any higher. Palladium absolutely can go much higher. So with that said, we're going to identify our key levels of pivot support. We've got our predicted 3-day moving average from Vantage Point, our support 498.60, the 8-day predicted moving average 484.50, and the 18-day 472.80. That's our key support right there at 472.80. Now again, I see palladium only moving higher here. We may have minor retracements and things of that nature, but ultimately this metal, in my respectful opinion, is going to move much higher. Now that we've identified our pivot support, we're going to go into our predicted highs and predicted lows of the day. We'll then look at overbought, oversold signals, things of that nature, just to help us clarify again our entry points. Now, looking at this, we can see we've closed at 508.50. Yesterday we closed at 508, so this very slight little gain on that close can be considered a leading indicator for tomorrow. Now 494.60 is our low, 512.60 is our high. Neural index is positive. Predicted differences also all positive. So again, we're in the start again. In my opinion, of a trending move higher in the palladium metal. So again, we're going to be looking at this 494 area, and then we're going to compare that against our predicted moving averages. Now with 494.60, we can see here 498.60 is the 3-day. So we're going to be again looking to get into positions around that 498, 497 area, and we'll be expecting a move towards the 512 or potentially higher for tomorrow. So everything looks good there. Let's go into our short, medium, and long-term crossovers. Make sure that everything coincides with our buy position. Now, looking at this, we can see that our short-term crossover from Vantage Point took place about the 25th of March. That's continues to hold. The short term suggests that palladium will move higher. Medium term crossover, that's taken place about the end of March, also confirming the move higher in the medium term, usually a few days out. Now looking at the long-term indicator from Vantage Point, we can see here that that also is consistent and with the triple EMA crossover. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to add the predicted TSI from Vantage Point and the predicted MACD just to make sure everything looks good here. Now we can see with the predicted TSI, we are in overbought territory. However, again, this crossover has just taken place on the trigger, so everything looks good there. The predicted MACD, very important to look at this. We can see it's just crossed over the MACD trigger above this zero line, suggesting that palladium again has plenty of room to extend. So we're going to stick with those buy positions on palladium. That will be our first trade for tomorrow. Now our second trade, we're going to go back into the equity markets. We're going to look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Another good strong close on this at 10,913. Our pivot support here comes in at 10,890, 10,848, and 10,761. Now going into again, the Vantage Point predicted lows and predicted highs, very important here to identify that daily range because it can get pretty wild on the Dow Jones. So we've closed here 10,913, again just slightly higher than yesterday's close of 10,909. That's a good indication. Tomorrow we're going to be looking for a move towards this 10,948 area, a low of 108.69. So with that said, 108.69 is the predicted low for tomorrow. We're going to go in, have a look at this, At 108.69, we can see that the 8-day predicted moving average comes in at 108.48. So we're going to use that area between the 108.69 and 108.48 as our entry points, with our stops below the key area at 107.61. Very important that we have the stops below that area. We don't want to get knocked out here in intraday volatility. Now, we're going to go in, very important to look at the predicted highs, predicted lows. We've done that. It's also very important to look at the overbought and oversold signal. So for this, again, we're going to put up the predicted MACD and the predicted TSI from Vantage Point just to check this to see what's happening. We can see we're in heavily overbought territory on the predicted TSI. However, the predicted MACD, I believe, has room to extend higher. It's actually crossed to the downside, and I believe that this is getting ready to move back to the upside. So we're going to stick with buy positions. As I've stated over the last several weeks, I believe that the US-based stocks are still grossly undervalued, and with those stocks making further gains, will add to further gains in the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones Industrial. So those are the positions for April the 7th, 2010. And again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com.